let's talk about your
Yeah.
analysis of the game, because everybody was saying Slot last season, it was the guy, even up until last weekend, it was getting results with the last minute goals, and the attackers, they have the best front, the best attacking players in the league, attacking forward in the league, and you guys were able to quiet them, even with Gusto and Achimpong, you guys are able to nullify their threats. So how must that feel as a Chelsea fan? Do you think that you guys are in the title race? But let's not even go there yet. Let's talk about
No,
how
no, no, no,
how the
no.
game
Yeah.
generally.
No, we are not in any time series. But for the fact that yeah, we were able to deal with Liverpool, I'm happy. And for me, I've always said since last season, I don't know, I just had that thing in me that Liverpool are just getting away with a lot of things. Because if you look at them last season as well, even they weren't really like the best team, but they were ruthless with their chances. That was one thing they had last season. And this season, the reason why it's not like that anymore is because Salah is out of form. Because he really helped them last season, if we're being honest. Because so many games that Liverpool won't even dominate. And just one pass to Salah or two chances with Salah at the end of those chances, and they are back in the game or they've won the game. So for me, I've just always had that feeling since last season that they weren't really special. So now the reason why the pressure is piling up right now on Arne Slot more is because of that price tag. You brought in like three players over 80 million pounds. You
Yeah,
have to deliver. You have to deliver. But if and the reason why last season was better for him was because when he came in last season, everybody was still complaining that Liverpool needs to sort out their midfield. They need to change those midfielders. Basically, they were saying Klopp didn't really leave a great team behind.
Hmm.
But he came in, so everyone wasn't expecting him to like be the first. But he came in, he did something with them. But now the pressure is on the guy right now. Because why? We weren't expecting you to win the league last season. You won it. But now we are expecting you to win it. And we've
Yeah,
given you we've given you so many signings. You don't have a choice. So
hmm,
now the pressure is piling on him. He's trying to do so many things that are not working out for him. So
yeah,
now this is when we know that nah, Arne Slot is not all that. It's
yeah.
just because Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, and the rest teams they were just not on their main form that last season. So
That
yeah, and the game as well. It was just we had a lot of control, and I would be pissed if we actually like drew the game because they didn't even deserve to get a goal. But yeah, they got the goal, and we were happy that we were able to like serve them what they serve every other team, which
apart from
is
Crystal Palace.
just yeah, and which is just we beating them at the end of
Yeah,
every game because
yeah,
all their games is just last minute goal, last minute goal, last minute goal. So yeah,
yeah.
altogether it was satisfactory for me, Sha.
Fair, fair.
It was
And David,
satisfactory.
I'm going to build on something that, as I said, he said something about Salah being out of form, and I'm also going to throw in the fact that Ekitike was banging in lots of goals before Salah, so not Salah, before Isak was signed, and then Isak was signed. He still, I think Ekitike still played one or two games as a striker. Personally, I was thinking, this is Ekitike saying, "Look, I'm on form. Though if you want to drop anybody, it should not be me. Maybe drop Gakpo or drop Salah. But for some reason, maybe because of the price tag, he proceeded to put Isak as the striker and Ekitike on the bench. Do you think that Slot is getting something tactically wrong? Because the Salah of last season is not the way Salah was playing last season. It's not the same way he's playing this season. Szoboszlai, we don't know if now sometimes he's the six, he's the eight, he's the right back. Like he's just toying with too many I would say variables tactically. Do you think that is what is affecting them in the last couple of games, or is just a thing of this is the start of the season, everybody should calm
Yeah,
down and they will catch up later? What do you think?
yeah, I think that is affecting them if we look at the thing because um one of their games, I've forgotten the game. They won, I think it was 2-1. Gravenberch scored in that game. But after the game, where I'm going is after the game, I remembered Gravenberch saying last season he was playing more as the lone six last season. So throughout last season, McAllister was in front of him, Soboslai was in front of him. But this season, he said the manager gave them freedom to move around. So now it's not like you see Gravenberch sitting at that sixth position every time. There's more rotation. So now I think he's trying to, like I said before, because everybody is now expecting a result from him. So now he wants to start rotating the squad. He wants to start doing things, and I don't think that is helping them control games majorly. They don't really have control of games. Why? Because now they are rotating and they are trying to see if they can get things right. But majorly, I think he's trying a lot of things tactically that he didn't do last season. So that is actually one of their downfalls this season. Sorry.
Fair enough. I'm David. I'm going to bring you in as well on the same point, as well as I'm going to chuck in what our guy is saying, Mr. James Thomas, that Liverpool is is like PSG. A while not too long ago, where they had Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar. They are good on paper, not good team wise. Do you agree? Do you agree with this? And do you think that, as I was also saying, like it's a tactic thing, and the guy doesn't really know how to measure the variables?
Okay, so I'm going to slightly veer away. I don't think it's being good on paper and not being able to deliver. Yes, the final results, they're not delivering. I think it's an expectation problem. You see, your league champions, your defending champions, you're expected to blow everybody out. You're not just league champions. You've then gone to spend. You've opened the checkbook and you spent well. If we look back to our discussions last week, Sean Thomas said there's enough quality in that team to get past anybody. So it's that expectation that the league champions are coming to town. The league champions that have squad depth are coming to town, quality everywhere. So you're expecting that they collect the 3 points and go, you know. But then reality is then different. So to now bring pieces of things that we've discussed, is it tactical? Is it personnel? I think what should have been a canon is whatever is working, just leave it that way. Don't try to tweak a system that has guaranteed or produced success before. Liverpool should have just stuck to what they had last season and then find a way to bring in the new guys, slowly. I know that there were some times when Frimpong had injury and Soboslai had to go fill in for him at the right back position. I know they had tried Bradley there; it didn't really work. But
Yeah.
someone like Florian Wirtz should be eased into that team. You already had a midfield combo that worked. Gravenberg at the six, McAllister and Soboslai right in front of him, and then Endo always coming in, to just replace, to see out the
Yeah.
games. I think they should have eased in Wirtz. But then again, remember the first problem I mentioned, expectation. You've bought someone for over 120 million. He must play now. So they have to start him,
Mhm.
right? You had an attacking trio last season. It was more than a trio because, there was Diaz, there was Darwin, there was Gakpo that nobody's actually talking about, by the way,
Yeah.
who's completely off form, right? And then there
Mhm.
was Salah. I know that what they wanted to do was we are
But
planning
Gakpo
for life
scored
after.
yesterday, no? Gakpo was the
Yeah,
one that scored the goal. Yeah.
isn't that like his first or second goal of the entire season?
Nah, but
You
he
know,
wasn't really like the best in that game as well before the goal.
he's
Yeah.
been he's
And he
been
was
he's
just
been off
in
it.
the right
He's
place
been
at the
off.
right time.
He's
Yeah,
been
but
off. So it looks like they're trying to prepare for life after Salah at the same time. So you're bringing in new players. You want to transition to a new system all at the same time. I think that's one area of the problem. The other area is expectation. I don't think their position is bad so far. In 7 games, you won 5, you lost 2. It's not necessarily bad. But like I said, you're defending champions. You're expected to win. So people are
yeah.
going to scream and cry and all of that. So Salah now has to fit into another attack with players that he's not so used to. See, last season, when the ball gets to him, you can always tell he knows where Diaz will be. He knows where Nunez will be, and he can just use them as outlets if he's not shooting. But now he's having to deal with a different set of guys. I credit to Ekitike for blending in as fast as he could. That silly red card he got, and I think he's injured now too. So that's why he
No,
can't
no, no.
be involved. He's injured
He's not
now.
injured.
No, he
No,
came in
Nah,
yesterday.
he's not. He came on against
the
Oh,
Chelsea
he's
one.
back.
yesterday.
Yeah.
He came
Okay,
on against
great.
Chelsea yesterday.
Great.
Yeah.
And then there's also the thing that James Thomas is saying now, signing both Ekitike and Ishak. I've been saying it for anyone who is willing to listen. Having two world-class strikers, the era when that used to work has passed. Nobody wants to do servant-master relationship anymore. At a point, the guy who takes the bench role will ask you to leave. It's normal. It happens everywhere.
But like you said, Ekitike, no, Gakpo is not really on form. Surely you could have put Isak on the left. Isak can play on the left.
Yeah,
Ekitike can also play on the left. You could have easily put one of them on the left and put two of them in there instead of trying to bench one and say, oh,
For
because
the
you're
other.
120 million pounds, you start ahead of the 90-something million pounds. But one person is already delivering results. Like he was already
True.
scoring the goals. So why don't you just
Why
ease
change that?
Isak on the left and why just change that? I know that what's it called now? Isak is more Premier League proven. He has that one-touch goal, but he's not doing it right now. He's not done it since it's coming. I know it might change later down the line, but just try to if people are scoring goal, don't just put them on the bench. That's why I think. I don't know if managers
I
have a
agree.
different
I agree with
philosophy
you.
on this kind of
I
stuff.
mean,
I think
there's
their
a
major challenge. Their major
there's
challenge
a
is like
there's a how do I put it now? Contagious feeling with scoring. You know, and I've done it before. I can do it again. You know, I've scored you 2 goals in this match. I can get the third one. You know, whenever someone is on a hat trick, you can see it in your eyes. You can smell the hat trick. You know, on them.
Yes.
You know, I scored you in the last game. I'll score you again. There's that confidence that strikers have. You don't bench that. You don't kill that. And I don't know. I think there's too many things trying to happen at the same time at Liverpool. Yes, there's the
I agree.
expectation from the fans, from the media, and even from the coaching team themselves. They're expecting, we spent 150 million, 120 million. This guy got started, and then you know, having issues. And then they're trying to change too many things at the same time. You've brought in new players. You had a system that worked. We all knew it. Pass it to Salah. You know, one team that I was coaching that year too used to have a plan with somebody on this podcast. Pass it to Jude. You know, and it worked, and it was a system that worked, and we never changed that. You know, so pass it to Salah, and that worked. If you're going to move away from that, you can't do it at the same time when you're changing a lot of personnel. You know, but it is what
they're
it
not
is.
used to.
I'm
They're not used to
I'm here for their struggles, Sha.
Me too.
I'm
Jude, are Liverpool in crisis? 3 losses within a week. Are they in crisis, or do you think they'll rejig and come back again after the international?
It's annoying that they have a break, and coming back from the break, they have one team that will give them 3 points. So that's where the problem is. If there was no break, Man U with the ginger and Liverpool with the slump, meeting would have been a nice continuation. But the break can reset everything. That's what we don't.
I swear.
But sometimes after international break, sometimes the big teams don't kick on because their boys would have gone like all around the world and they would have played like 2 or 3 matches in that space of 1 week, and they'll come back tired and leggy and fatigued. So there's also a possibility on the other side that they might just continue. The crisis might dip in quote. Can we even call it crisis now, or we just call it slum? Which one? Is it a slum or a crisis?
I'm going to call it crisis. And the reason why I'm going to call it crisis is not about the fact that they've lost these last 3 games, but the way they've won the previous ones before the ones they lost. That is the reason why I'm going to call it crisis, because they didn't really have convincing wins. They haven't had one convincing win this season. Where Liverpool just came in, smashed the team, and we are like, okay, this is convincing. Like, they haven't put any game to bed like 20 minutes before the end of the game. Do you get what I'm saying? So that piles the pressure. But the reason why it wasn't really a topic, or it wasn't really serious, was because they were winning. Now they are losing. So now people are going to review the way they were winning, even when they were winning. So yeah, I'm going to call it more crisis. This is not slump. It's not slump.
Fair enough. Jude and David, you guys picked them to win the league in your predictions. Do you still have that feeling?
No, I didn't pick them.
For
Who
me,
did
I
you
did.
pick?
I'm going to own up.
Yeah.
I actually picked Liverpool.
They were my second choice.
I know. I gave a caveat for the way they were winning, and I said, look, the day that thing changes, it might affect the entire season, and it has started, affecting the season. I think I picked them to win. I can't. Unfortunately, you can't be changing position. So
Yeah, but
I mean,
as I know you,
Nah, me right from day one. The reason why I think I tipped them to win as well, but the reason why I tipped them to win was the fact that I don't like Arsenal.
yeah, that's fine. I
So
don't
I
like
put my
on the
Chelsea.
hands up.
wrong
But
path.
now, but
So
you guys have been the table toppers. Surely you guys should be in top 4 now. You guys should be in the title race. As I say, you guys should be in the title race.
Ideally we should be.
Before the season,
We should be
before
there.
season started, you said in
Ideally.
your chest
Like,
that
I
you
can
are
tell you
Yeah.
two
Ideally
ways that
we should be there.
Yeah.
Like we should be in that title race. But right now that's not the case.
What has
But
changed
me,
this
the
month?
reason
What
why
has changed
the
this
reason
month? Because last month you said you are in the title race.
three consecutive losses as well. We had 3 consecutive losses this last month. So
So Liverpool, but you
that
said
changed a
Liverpool are in
lot
the
of
title
things.
race.
No,
So why
the
can't
reason
you say
why
in the title race?
the reason why I tipped them for the title was just
you're
because
lucky. Oh.
No, let's talk
right
about
now,
it
yeah.
now. Yes,
Right now I'm feeling pain that Arsenal are there. Like you see,
The pain
if
is
I look
long.
at that
Oh. The
table
pain
and
is
I
going to
see
be long.
Arsenal,
You need
oh,
to
Thank
get
you very
Tylenol.
much. Thank you for that. Good neighbors.
The pain
With-
is going to be long. You need something for you need painkillers.
I swear, because this is
It's
this
only
even
match week 7, guys.
one weekend, my heart is already empty.
Yeah, it's already.
I don't know how the whole season is going to be. But one weekend like this, my heart is already empty.
I think you should
I
be
don't
more
know.
bothered about being 7th than bothering about Arsenal being at the top, because you might not
I
make that.
swear, that's another thing. We
No,
have more problems to think
Chelsea,
about. So for me right now, I'm
Chelsea
not
must be
really
in the
There are
thinking
other
title
about.
race.
contenders.
Four world-class players. Come on.
Wait, how can we be in the title race?
How
with
can you have 4
6
world-class
with
players?
You were in the
wait?
title
Do you
race
know
for
the
this
only
signed
season.
so
right
many
now
forwards.
the only defender we have right now is Shaloba and
That's your
Shaloba and
business.
Nato.
You were in the title
They are the
race.
only defenders we have
You were
right
in the
now.
title race.
So there's no way we are in the title race
Convert
like this.
Caicedo to defender.
No excuses.
That's
And
I
see,
don't know
and
that.
there's one thing,
Real Madrid won the
we
Champions
don't
League
know.
without a natural defender.
Thank you.
Come on.
We don't know what can happen. We don't know what can happen. The season is still very long, so let's see
Exactly.
how
What are you trying to say?
let's see how it goes. No. If you look at the table, what's the difference between from 6th to 3rd? We are sharing just like 3 points
I hope you'll be here at the end
or
of
4
October,
points.
so that we can
So
talk
from
again.
6th to
What is the
3rd,
difference?
we are sharing like 4 points.
Hopefully you'll be
So
here at the end of October, so that we can talk what's the difference by then again.
yeah. We are always God keep us alive. We are always going to come back.